Alright, we continue with the questions on the consumer arithmetic. These questions are supposed to help you in doing your calculations in the assignments on consumer arithmetic that I gave you. Right? So if the buying rate for currency are 1 US is equivalent to 150 Jamaican dollars, and 1 Great British Pound GBP is equal to 215 Jamaican. You must calculate how many Great British Pound is equivalent to 700 US. Alright. Anyway, what you have? 1 US is 150 Jamaican. Alright. Now, what you can do here is find 700 US is how many Jamaican. So 700 US dollar, just put the dollar sign there, is equal to, is going to be 150 by 700 equals, and that will give you the Jamaican amount of money. So you have 150 times 700 equals 105,000 Jamaican. So 105,000 Jamaican dollars. Alright. The GBP. Here, 1 GBP is equal to 215 Jamaican. Alright. Now, if you divide both sides by 215, this over 215, this will give you 1 Jamaican. When you divide this by 215, this gives you 1 over 215, which is equal to what? 1 divided by 215 equals, alright, let's give it as 1 over 215, because this is a very long number. Is equal to 1 divided by 215 GBP. Now, remember, 1 is 700 US. 700 US is 105,000 Jamaican. Let's rewrite it this way. 105,000 Jamaican. 105,000 Jamaican equal 700 US dollars. Let's bring this thing down some more. So 105,000 Jamaican dollars is equivalent to 700 US dollars. Now, here, 1 Jamaican is equivalent to 1 divided by 215 GBP. So you see that. Now, what the question asks you for is the GBP for 700 US. Right? Now, here, if you multiply this money by 105,000, what you're doing is finding how many US, what you're doing is equating it to 700 US. You see that? 105,000 Jamaican is 700 US. So if you multiply this by 105,000, you will be saying that that is 700 US. So here, multiply this by 105,000. 105,000 Jamaican is equal to 700 US dollars. You see it up there. Now I just multiply this 1 times 105,000 by 105,000. If I multiply this by 105,000, I get the equivalent of 700 US. So if I multiply the left hand side by 105,000, I must multiply the right hand side by the same 105,000. It's an equation. So it's going to be 1 divided by 215 times 105,000. And that's GBP, right? That's the argument we're putting forward here. So having a 1 divided by 215 by 105,000 is the same as having 105,000 divided by 215, and what you get is 488.37 GBP, 488.37 Great British Pound is equivalent to 700 US. That's one way you can work it out, right? So here you know the US to Jamaican and you know the GBP to Jamaican. You can use it to find the GBP to US, or how many GBP to a certain amount of US dollars. Alright, let's look at the last question. Let's bring it up. Alright, here it is. Here, let's erase some of these things that we have below. What else do we have below there? Alright. So, here now, what do we have? Let's go back to it. A foreign exchange trader offers the following rates. You buy, let's say they're buying and selling US dollars. They buy US at 1 US for 150 Jamaican. They sell at 157 Jamaican. So that's a good idea. They buy low and sell high. That should enable them to make a profit. Now, the difference between the 150 and the 157 is 7 Jamaican dollars. That's the spread. How much is the income during a day in which the cambio exchanged a total of 5,000 US dollars? So you could have many customers throughout the day and they sold, the buy and sold the equivalent of 5,000 US dollars. Or it could be one big customer. One customer having 5,000 US dollars. They come, they sell. So the cambio, the trader buy 5,000 from them, then later on they come back for the 1,000, so the trader sells them the US. But anyway, let's say in this case you're the trader and you're in the building here and the customer comes. So they offer 5,000 US, 5K US. So you buy 5,000 US. 5,000 US comes to you. How much do you give the customer in Jamaica? Remember, while you're buying US, you're at the same time you're selling Jamaican dollars. But you buy US at, how much do you give the customer? It's going to be 5,000 multiplied. 5,000 US multiplied by 150 equals 15,575. And you have 3 zeros here and another 0 there. So it's 750,000 Jamaican dollars that you give to the customer. So here, the customer walks away with 750,000 Jamaican. Well, you have 5,000. Let me put it in the building. 5,000 US in the building. Good. Later in the day, the customer comes back. In reality, it would be many customers, but I mean, imagining one customer with a lot of money. They come back and they want to buy 5,000 US. They sold you 5,000 US earlier, they want to buy 5,000 US. So you sell US now. You have the customer. Now when you're going to sell the US, what happens? You sell it at 157. So they want you to sell them 5,000 US. You multiply by 157. How much is that? It's going to be 5,000 times $157 equals 785,000 Jamaican dollars. 785,000 Jamaican. So you're telling the customer that they must give you 785,000 Jamaican, and you will give them 5,000 US. Right. Now, the customer would not be able to pay for that US if they come back with the same 750,000. They must find 50, 60, 70, 80. They must find $35,000 more to give to you. Right? So you made a profit without even charging a fee. It's just the difference between the buying and selling rate, or the spread that gives you that profit. So 785,000 that the customer gives to you now, when earlier you gave them 750,000, would mean you made a profit of 5 minus 0 is 5, 8 minus 5 is 3, of $35,000. So you see that. Let's look at another thing here. This spread is 7, and the US dollars exchange round trip is 5,000. Round trip means you buy and then you sell. Right? If you just buy, you're not going to make a profit until you sell. Right? Just like any goods you buy, and you will sit down with the goods and nobody is there for you to sell the goods to. You didn't make any money. You just have the goods with you. You need to sell to customers to make money. So you buy the US, you have 5,000 US dollars sitting down and waiting for people to sell it to, and you don't have any customers, you're not going to make any money. The customers come in and then you sell and make the money. So you may have to make a round trip. Let me see something. Suppose you say the spread of $7 multiplied by the 5,000 US dollars. It's 35,000. Ah, good. So that's the $35,000 that you made. The wider the spread, the more money you make. The narrower the spread, the less money that you make. Alright? Alright, so that's that for this set of questions. So remember to submit the assignments on or before the deadline. Right? I will charge a penalty for late submission. So I'll see you then.